In the Back of the Book segment tonight, President Obama's priorities. Today, President Obama announced that he will visit Cuba next month, the first U.S. president to do so in nearly 9 decades. But the White House has also announced that President Obama will skip the funeral of Justice Scalia this Saturday, sending Joe Biden instead. So, what's really driving these controversial decisions? Joining us now from Tampa with some thoughts on that, GOP communications strategist Adam Goodman, and with us in studio, Democratic consultant Scott Levinson. Adam, start it right off the top. President Obama's going to make time for Cuba, but not a man, Justice Scalia, who served the country honorably for 30 years.
Unbelievably. I mean, basically, you show up. You show up for people you care about and for things you care about, and the choice the president's making is making it very clear where he stands. I mean, Justice Scalia was an icon, an intellectual icon on that court that made a tremendous difference in holding the line on separation of powers, originalism, a bunch of other things where his fellow justices looked to him for inspiration and credibility. And yet, what we're hearing today is the president is choosing up. Sure. Apparently, it's not good enough to show up for the funeral, but it is okay to go to a repressive regime to the south to do a photo
Hang in
tour.
there, Adam. Hang in. Scott, this is a tough one. How are you going to defend President Obama saying he doesn't have time to go to Justice Scalia's funeral on Saturday?
The truth is, to create some kind of linkage or some kind of grand scheme is a bit absurd. The president has shown honor to this country by taking a Chief Justice who he has widely disagreed with, but treated him with honor in his passing.
So show up to the
treated
funeral.
him with respect.
Man's going to be laid to rest on Saturday.
The truth of the matter is, to judge how other people mourn is a bit shameful.
So this is not President Obama is choosing to mourn Scalia by not showing up.
The president is showing respect to go Friday night when the Chief Justice is lying in repose in the Supreme Court. The Chief Justice's own clerk has said that's an appropriate showing of sympathy to the family, and he's sending the vice president. And to suggest there's some kind of
send the vice president. There's a justice of the Supreme Court, not the chief justice of the Supreme Court.
The president has showed such honor to this country by showing respect to the Chief Justice.
If this were a liberal justice who had passed, would the president show up at the funeral?
You would think so. I mean, right now we have declining confidence in a lot of things, including the Supreme Court. We need to buck it up, and we need to show the kind of respect from the president on down that these justices deserve, even when we fully
I actually agree with Adam wholeheartedly. It's why I think the president showed such honor to the country by showing respect to the Chief Justice's commitment to public service through his tenure. And he's done that time and time again. To turn this into some partisan Skyping is exactly why a guy like Donald Trump is gaining in the polls, because he calls it like as he tells you.
What would it take? What is the president, honestly, guys, what is the president so busy with on Saturday that he can't show up to the funeral? Very quickly, Scott.
And the truth is, for somebody to judge the president's obligations when he has this country to manage, he's going on Friday night. It's totally appropriate for him to go on Friday night when the Chief Justice.
I got to leave it there, gentlemen. Thank you very much.